Welcome to the City of David. My name is Zev, one of the directors here, and in the next few minutes, we are going to explore 4,000 years of Jerusalem's heritage, which is literally bringing the Bible to life every single day. Let's go have a look. Up until 150 years ago, when people thought, where is the original biblical city of Jerusalem? The city synonymous with people like King David, King Solomon, King Hezekiah, prophets like Isaiah and Jeremiah, there was one answer. Everyone thought it was inside the old city of Jerusalem, surrounded by the iconic old city walls. Now those old city walls only go back about 500 years. Jerusalem goes back some 4,000 years. The original city of Jerusalem, the city of David, would only be rediscovered in 1867 when Queen Victoria of England wants to discover the treasures of the Bible. She sends a man by the name of Captain Charles Warren here to the Holy Land to find those treasures. He comes to Jerusalem and he wants to excavate on Mount Moriah, the Temple Mount. He is unable to, and he says, if I can't excavate on the Temple Mount, I'll excavate near it. And he ends up discovering that the original biblical city of Jerusalem, the city of David, the place where Jerusalem began, is not to be found inside the walls of the old city, but to be found right here in the city of David. Every single day we are unearthing antiquities that show that Jerusalem's biblical heritage, the significance of Jerusalem to Jews and Christians alike, is not simply a matter of faith, but a matter of fact. In 2004, at the southern end of the city of David, there's a road. Beneath the road, there's a sewage pipe, and that sewage pipe bursts. And what happens? The construction crews have to come in and make repairs. The archaeologists are supervising, and they end up discovering a series of ancient steps dating back some 2,000 years, which the archaeologists realized lead down to one of the most significant discoveries for Jews and Christians here in Jerusalem, namely the Pool of Siloam. The historian Josephus says 2,000 years ago, on the pilgrimage festivals of Passover, Pentecost, Tabernacles, you would have had nearly 3 million people going on pilgrimage up to the temple. The Pool of Siloam was the main mikveh, or ritual bath, for those pilgrims to cleanse themselves before their pilgrimage. The archaeologists then wondered, if we know where the Pool of Siloam is at the southern end of the city of David, and the temple atop the Temple Mount a half a mile to the north, how did all those pilgrims make their way up on pilgrimage? So they widen the excavation and they end up discovering what has been called the most significant archaeological discovery of the last 100 years. Let's go take a look at something not yet open to the public. Follow me. We are standing right now on the ancient pilgrimage road. This is the road that your ancestors and mine 2,000 years ago would have walked on when they went on pilgrimage up to the temple. The road leads from the Pool of Siloam all the way up through the city of David up to the temple on the Temple Mount. Along the side of the road, you can see here the ancient shops and stalls that people on their way up to the temple, maybe they needed a temple offering, here is where they would go to make those purchases on their way up to the temple. Now, the stones you see here are the original flagstones. And you would have had 2,000 years ago, you would have had the sky above our heads. We are standing right now on the biblical superhighway. This was the main thoroughfare in Jerusalem 2,000 years ago as people were making their way down to the Pool of Siloam and back up to the temple on the Temple Mount. Over here, we have a very unique discovery. The only one of its kind found here in Jerusalem. It's found here along the pilgrimage road. This is an ancient podium, soapbox, speaker's corner. If someone 2,000 years ago had a message they wanted to share with the masses, a message they wanted to preach, this is where they would do it from. You can imagine the likes of whom may have stood up here on the podium and walked here along the pilgrimage road. And in just a few years' time, where we're standing here is going to be opened up to the public to literally walk in the footsteps of the Bible. I'm looking forward to hosting you next year in Jerusalem.